Hello everyone, my name is Hafid, and today I will be studying some of the content repository examples that Xparticles has for Cinema 4D. I'm trying to learn a little bit more how to use this software. First of all, because I'm paying for the subscription for both Xparticles and Cycles 4D. I always wanted to learn how to do all of this amazing stuff that I see on social media and just advertisements. And I think that this is going to be a really good way for me to just go through it and learn new techniques. So I'm definitely not a professional. I'm just like a normal guy trying to learn new techniques. I've seen some tutorials online. Even Insidium themselves have a premium tutorials. It was just not my cup of tea the way those tutorials came through. They even released them, I think, once the quarantine started. They released all of the premium episodes, but they were only available on a weekly basis. So I think I missed a couple of them, and I was just not interested in some of the topics. So today I'm just gonna go through one of the particle effects in the content repository. So let's get to it. So once again, these are the content repository examples that Insidium has in their website. If you go to their main site, you go to community and then you click on content repository. That's where you're going to find them, and you are going to see that some of them have the maintenance tag. That means that you get a maintenance subscription when you sign up for the Xparticles license, either a subscription or you just buy it. You just get it for like a year. So we're gonna do those maybe sometime, but right now I'm just gonna focus on particle effects. Now I already played with this one. It came out pretty cool. The follow surface of vectors, I didn't see much that I could do at the moment with it. So my plan was to just go through them, in order. But I'm just picking and choosing whichever one I want to do. I also recently played around with the network constraints, and I made some pretty interesting. Looking artwork with it. It looked kind of like a pube picture of some sort. So what I want. Oh, I also play with the volume nebula. I didn't really go with the sphere shape. I did more like a volume inside of a female model. This one was interesting because it's basically all just texture, and I encourage you to just go through it and play around with it. But like, there's no actual volume inside of the sphere. It's a 3D kind of I'm still learning this, but it's as far as I know, it's a 3D noise that is created with the Cycles 4D. So some of these, I'm pretty sure most of them, they come kind of like set up for you to render with Cycles 4D, but you can definitely use other rendering software to do it. I'm gonna use Octane and maybe some Cycles 4D some other times. But yeah, let's pick one that I think is gonna be interesting. I'm just gonna do the particle collision. So I have Cinema 4D open, and I already downloaded pretty much all of the content repository and put them in a folder. And this one is called Cycles 4D Particle Effects PP Collision. cycles, 4D, particle effects, PP collision. There we go. So open it. They even include like a quick snapshot of what it's gonna look like. Oh, it opens it. Oh wow, it opens it on the Cinema 4D viewer. That's interesting. Yeah, so let's open it. And on my right over here, I'm gonna have my mouse, just so you can see, follow along if you want to. And I also have like this, the keys that I press, because I know in Cinema 4D, if you're just starting out, or maybe even I even seen some people that I follow that have been working on the software. It'll be nice for them to just release some of those shortcuts that they use, or just have it in the back so we can pause it and learn it. So that's there for you. So let's see and study this example from Insidia. So what I just did is I increased the timeline. I just make it a little bit bigger. I'm trying to make some of those compositions to be 300 frames. So, and then okay. So what I'm gonna do is take out the lighting for now, or well, the environment's there too. I'll just hide the planes, yeah, or no. What are those two things? Okay, let's take out this. So we have, yeah, I'm just take out the environment. Okay. So PP collisions. Okay, particle collisions. Okay. So there seems to be 4 or 5 emitters, and I'm just gonna study them one by one, see what they do. I can just take out the, okay. So this is called the big particle emitter. It's obviously emitting bigger-ish size particles. I wonder how, they're different size. So I'm assuming that they're emitting scale. Oh yeah. So even though this is one emitter and not all the particles are the same size, it's because you can go to radius, set up the radius for the particles, but also say that there's a variation of them. So right now they have it on 20 and 18, so I don't know, I'm just gonna do like 35 and 30. Oh yeah, those are pretty big. I'll do 25 and 10. 30 and 20. And this is just up to you what you want to come up with. I think this is a really good way for you to experiment with. So just do any values that you want, and obviously you can change it at any time. So let's add the second emitter. Big 2, big 1. Okay, it's supposed to be here. Okay, big. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good size. 30. Oh no. Sorry, 11 and 11. So let's do those 11 and 8. 11 and 5. Yeah, sure. I'm not really going for anything in specific. I am gonna release these on my social media, but they're not like, how do I say this? Like, these are just templates for you to play around with. I obviously gotta know how to learn how to create them from the beginning, but this is why they give you this example so you can sit down and deconstruct them. So let's keep going with the next emitter. And let me change the color of these particles because I cannot see them. So I'm going to display particle color. Why is it? Oh, it's not saying the color. Oh yeah. Why can I? Oh yeah, I can change it. Okay. So the bigger ones, I'm just gonna keep them like that. These, they do have different-ish colors, so I'll just make them even lighter. And I think I have to reset it to see the changes. Yeah. Okay, the next one. And I don't even know what those are, so I'm just gonna make it green. Okay. And there's one more, and it's pointing it upwards. So I'm gonna go off on my camera and see which emitter this is. Why is it up there? What? Oh. Oh, that's just, okay. Got it. So that emitter is, so all of the previous ones, the blue ones, if we go to the emission, I'm assuming, yeah, they're just like a shot. They're just like a one shot of like a specific quantity of particles. Yeah, and they're all that 160, 160. So the bigger one, 64. Yeah. Now this green one, it's a rate, so it's gonna be constantly spitting out particles from 5 to 3. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make them even smaller. I don't know, 3 to 1.5. Yeah, and there they go. But they're not really like filling everything up, so I'm just gonna leave them at the size they were. Even those, they're not really pushing it up. Huh. I think what I'm gonna do is just put that emitter that's on top and bring it down. Or even like rotate it a bit. Yeah, I like that a bit better, so I'm gonna keep it and just increase the birth rate, maybe 900 particles. And they seem to be colliding. Oh, okay, yeah, it's because we don't have, okay, that's the next step. So they're adding the gravity, so let's turn on the gravity so they can fall. Okay, awesome. Alright, and they also have the collision, so their gravity is just a normal gravity, 1,000 centimeters of the strength. Okay, now the collisions. Oh, that's just, it's just like a collider tag. Like I think that's similar to, what is it, simulation? I think it's similar to the collider body tag from Cinema 4D, just for particles. So they have it on. Everything is off. Groups effective, fall off, visible. Yeah, that's pretty much all they have. So let's turn it on and see what it does. I don't see much difference, because as you can see, some of these are like on top of each other. So how thick is this? This is just in one plane. So, well, yeah, like what surface is this? This isn't the, oh yeah, that's the cube. Or what is this cube? Yeah, I don't even know what that cube is. What's holding them together? What kind of emitter is this? So this is a rectangle emitter. How are they contained though? Okay, let me turn it off again. So it's a rectangle emitter. Yeah, you see, like they stop in here. What is this? What's stopping them there? Plane, 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 sky, cube. Yeah, it's this cube. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, it has a collider tag to everything colliding on the inside. A little bit of bounce. Let's increase it a little bit, maybe some friction. It really doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, I see right now. And oh, it's because it has a display tag. That's what we cannot use. See it? Why can't I see this cube? Let me take that off. There it is. Yeah, it's just you know, yeah, they need a container, of course. Of course. Go back. Everything's just on. Okay. Go back to the camera. I wonder what this is not a Cycles 4D camera. So let me just go to Cycles 4D tags, put a tag in it, make it a Cycles 4D. And classic, sure. And there it is. Now they are still they're not colliding properly, like they're on top of each other. So as far as I know, we can go to X particles, Control D to go to the project settings on your Cinema 4D. Go to X particles, frame steps, it's already up, so I'm going to increase this one up to iterations to 5. I've just seen some people do that. I think it makes calculations, be more precise. But who knows? Let's see. Yeah, that seems alright. I'm just gonna bring it back to where it was. I'm just trying to learn. Not really gonna produce this to like high quality. I mean, it's not gonna be crap either, but that's just what we got. Sure, that works. And that's pretty much everything they have. I like to, since I'm gonna post it online, obviously it's gonna be different colors and all that, so I like to add a couple elements into the piece. And I think I want to put something inside of this cube, just for the sake of just playing around with it. But the cube is pretty thin, and if I make it bigger, if I make it thicker, there's gonna be just more particles inside of it, and I'm just gonna leave it how it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. So I'm gonna post this for social media, Instagram. I'm just gonna do a square, or should I do? Let's do a tall one. Sure, I'm gonna do 1080 by 1350. I think that's the tallest post you can do on Instagram. All frames, Cycles 4D. Let's see how it looks in Cycles. So I'm gonna open the real-time preview of Cycles 4D. Just dock it to the side, restart it, put it on, and see how it looks. Well, I need to turn the lights on, of course. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just like that image that they showed us. The background is alright, the lighting is alright. I mean, it looks good. Now's the time for, just playing around with the materials. And I like Cycles 4D, but I've been using Octane for a while, so I have a little bit more experience with it. I know Cycles 4D is really powerful and is built for X particles. So there's a lot of that particle information that you can, access directly through Cycles 4D. But I think that's a little bit more advanced stuff that I'm gonna use later time. So I'm just gonna use Octane. I'm gonna close this. Open Octane. Sometimes it doesn't open here, so I don't know why. I have to open the dialog and then click on this. So I don't know if you have the same problem. So let's go to Octane, fire it up. There's nothing going on because the emitters have the instance tag. So we're gonna delete all of that, and for each emitter I'm gonna add a, is that right? Okay, let me try it. Cycles, Octane. If I add an Octane tag, this is one particle binding, enable geometry. Oh, voxel, SDF. Really? Huh. So let me get those instance tags back. I'll take out the materials. Oh, okay. So let's use those, and in objects we're just gonna create a couple of spheres. So let's create a sphere. Let me pause this. I'll make it, I don't know, 20 centimeters. And I'm just gonna put it right here just so I know that's part of that one. And I'm gonna hide it. And then go to the first emitter, go to the cycles instance tag, and then drag that first sphere to the objects. Make it visible maybe. And of course, fire Octane. So I'm not seeing anything. Why? Let's check out the lighting and environment. Okay, it's there, but it's not being multiplied. So what's going on? So I couldn't figure out how to use Octane, how to get Octane to render the particles at the actual size, or just like Cycles is doing it. So I'm just gonna use Cycles, and I'm just gonna play around with the colors. Yeah, I understand how this is done already, so that's already a check mark on my list of studying it. And I'm just gonna go free with the composition and just change the colors to something that I like. Okay, so I pretty much like these colors. I added pretty much subsurface scattering to 1, 2, 3 of the emitters. Let me show you. I added subsurface to the big ones, to the ones next to them, and then to the smaller ones. Another thing that I did is I'm hiding these. The second emitter, I just think it's a cool effect that there's a blank space in there, like a circular force that's just gonna be pushing around, and I think that just gives it a really cool effect. And then I added just some metallic ones just to put a little bit of contrast in the scene, because everything is subsurface scattering. So let me add a little bit of contrast with this metal one, since all the subsurface is pretty smooth, and then just adding a little bit of shininess with the metal ones. So that's pretty much it. Now for the lighting, I kept the same lighting that they had on the example originally. I changed the background to be a smooth diffuse. Where is it? I think it was just like a matte diffuse or something. What was this one? Oh yeah, it actually has no material. Well, I don't know how, but it has no material. And it looks cool, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. So I guess I can just delete it. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yep. For the samples, I think it's a little bit different from Octane. I know Cycles is path racing, and in Octane I will usually do like, I don't know, 1024. But if we do that, I think it goes up to 64 because it's multiplying it. I think this is a factor. So you see, like I put 64 samples is gonna factor it to the factor of 2, and that gives us, wait, no, to the factor of what? So that's 64 times 64, right? Yeah, it gives you 4, that's 96. So we don't need as many samples for that, but just what I like to do is like sit up high, see how much I actually need of that. So it seems like 200, I don't know, 256 is pretty good. So I think I can do, is that 12? Let's see. 144, what's 256? Let's see what 144 is. So 144 gives us a, pretty good. For the subsurface, you are gonna need a little bit more passes, just so the light can bounce inside of those spheres. So I'm just gonna do 15, 225. There we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 15, and then let me go to my settings, Cycles 40. I'm doing CUDA, start resolution 64. So something that I learned, like even on the viewer, if it's 15 and on your settings is 12, you have to put it to the same amount. I am gonna use a denoising feature. What I like about Octane is like it gives you a little tab at the bottom, and you can click on it and see the changes of the diffuse. Or maybe I just don't know how to see that in the timer, in the real time preview in Cycles. But I'm gonna decrease the radius of how much it's gonna search around, I guess, the pixels, and then smooth it out, and then decrease a little bit of the features, like the strength, transparent background. I don't need that. Exposure, transparency. So let's up the max rate bounces to like 10. Just gonna make it a little bit brighter, I hope. Glossy, are we doing glossy? Just the metal. Volume, we're not doing any volume. I don't know if the subsurface counts as volume, so diffuse, maybe. Transmission, I'm just gonna put everything to 10. Okay, samples. Simplify, what does this mean? Show help, no help, okay. And yeah, let's put this back to 1080 by 1080. All of the frames. And I'm gonna save it as, I do OpenEXR. I'll do OpenEXR just so we have a little bit more control over the colors, but actually I'm just gonna keep it how it is. I'll do PNG 16-bit, and I'm just gonna save this and render it. So once again, this is not exactly a tutorial. This is just me figuring out how to study and recreate and understand those content repository examples from Insidium. Again, if you go to their home website, you go to community content repository, you're gonna find a lot of examples that they uploaded for you to just break down and go through them. So I just want to do this to get a little bit more understanding on how, this big plugin works, and just want to show you guys kind of what my process is. And if you want to see some of my stuff, go follow me on Instagram, arte.hafid. I have a couple accounts. This is my main one. It's just kind of different kind of content that I've been putting out. And then I have different accounts for geometry, where I've been just exploring some of the fractals that you can make in Cinema. Just been creating some renders, animations. And then my particles account, you can click on that one too. This is the one that I did, the one that looks kind of like pubes. But it's just a particle emitter, just spitting out with the turbulence on it, and then with the Octane hair tag in it. Nothing too fancy. He's the original version, and this is what it made me think of. It looks like actual cubes. And then my last account is my characters account, Hafita Body, and I'm just exploring how to create more photorealistic characters with Dash Studio, Cinema 4D, Octane, and just compositing them in really cool ways. So that's it for this episode on this series of studying the X Particles examples. I'm gonna keep doing these, so you can definitely go follow me on social media to see what the result is. But if not, I'll see you in the next video, and we'll analyze a different example.